Good evening. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate your mind in the present moment. Welcome to BMC News Live presented by Al Hilal Hospitals and Medical Centers. I'm Jasila Mujib joining you with the daily news updates. News headlines. His Majesty the King returned to Bahrain following visit to UK and Italy. The Minister of Foreign Affairs attended the GCC Ministerial Council meeting. Bahrain strongly condemned the Israeli bombing of Al Ahli Baptist Hospital in Gaza. The Director General of the Institute for Public Administration highlighted Bahraini women's role in research field. The Deputy Prime Minister inaugurated 2 private schools. News in detail. His Majesty the King returned to Bahrain following visits to UK and Italy. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa returned to Bahrain following visits to the United Kingdom and the Italian Republic. During the visit to the UK, His Majesty the King discussed the Bahraini-UK partnership with His Majesty King Charles III of the United Kingdom of Great Britain. His Majesty the King met with the government officials and held talks about regional and international developments, particularly the Middle East and the Israeli military escalation in Gaza. His Majesty the King emphasized the urgent need to cease military escalation, prioritize civilian protection, preserve lives and open humanitarian corridors for medical and relief aid delivery. His Majesty the King also visited the Italian Republic, where he met with His Holiness Pope Francis, the Pope of Vatican. The Minister of Foreign Affairs attended the GCC Ministerial Council meeting. Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al Zayani, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, attended the Gulf Cooperation Council's Ministerial Council meeting to discuss the Gaza Strip situation, which the Sultanate of Oman called for. The meeting was chaired by Badr bin Hamad bin Hamoud Al Buzaid, Oman's Minister of Foreign Affairs. Jazam Muhammad Al Budawi, Secretary General of the GCC, was present. The Ministerial Council expressed gratitude to His Majesty the Sultan of Oman, Haytham bin Tariq Al Said, for receiving GCC Foreign Ministers and Secretary General of the Gulf Cooperation Council, where His Majesty spoke on his vision for security, stability and prosperity. Bahrain strongly condemned the Israeli bombing of Al Ahli Baptist Hospital in Gaza. The Minister of Foreign Affairs expressed the Kingdom of Bahrain's condemnation and strong denunciation of the Israeli bombing of Al Ahli Baptist Hospital in Gaza, which resulted in the death and injury of hundreds of innocent citizens. The ministry expressed its sincere condolences and sympathies to the families of the victims and to the Palestinian people and wished those injured a speedy recovery. The Kingdom of Bahrain calls upon the international community for an urgent ceasefire in Gaza and to ensure respect for international humanitarian law in protecting hospitals, homes and civilian facilities. It also calls for providing protection for civilians and opening emergency aid corridors to allow medical and relief aid, food, water, electricity and fuel to Gaza. The Director General of the Institute for Public Administration highlighted Bahraini women's role in research field. Dr. Sheikha bin Rana bin Isa bin Duaij Al Khalifa, Director General of the Institute for Public Administration, said that the Institute continues working to support women's advancement and enhance their contributions in the administrative field. This is aligned with the goals of the Supreme Council for Women, led by Her Royal Highness Prince Sheikh Sabika bint Ibrahim Al Khalifa, wife of His Majesty the King and President of the Supreme Council for Women. The Bahraini women have an important role in research, educational policies and designing strategies which positively impact Bahrain's development, she added. The Deputy Prime Minister inaugurated 2 private schools. The Deputy Prime Minister, Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, has stated that the investment in education in the kingdom reflects the ongoing, unique and distinguished partnership between the public and private sectors to provide diversified educational opportunities based on quality, innovation and sustainability, led by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and supported by His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah asserted that while the government is committed to developing the educational process, Being the cornerstone of progress and prosperity, it is also keen on providing the facilities necessary to the private sector to set up private education institutions, to create more options to parents and students, as well as support the role played by government-funded institutions. The Bahrain International Air Show launched new identity for new decade. The Supreme Organizing Committee of the Bahrain International Air Show has announced a new brand identity for BIAS for the next decade, following the great successes achieved by the show over the past 10 years, which will ensure the continuity of the prestigious aviation event spearheaded by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. The new logo has launched under the auspices of His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Hamad Al Khalifa, His Majesty the King's personal representative and chairman of BIAS Supreme Organizing Committee. Now it's time for a short commercial break.
The 16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahla. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
Welcome back. The Minister of Municipalities Affairs received the Indian Ambassador. Wael bin Nazar Al Mubarak, Minister of Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture, received Vinod Kurian Jacob, Indian Ambassador to Bahrain. The minister hailed the distinguished Bahraini-Indian ties and its development in various fields. The ambassador expressed his appreciation to the minister and wished Bahrain further progress and prosperity. Riyadh united global leaders to tackle humanity's greatest challenges. The 7th edition of the Future Investment Initiative is slated to take place from October 24 to 26th in Saudi Arabia. The event will convene an exceptional gathering of world leaders, industry titans, financiers, innovators and policymakers. Themed The New Compass, this conference will address pressing global challenges in the realms of climate, economy and technology. This year, the conference will tackle pivotal topics including climate change, the role of governments, and the transformative potential of technology, education and healthcare in creating a fairer, safer and more prosperous world where humanity thrives. Tesla to recall nearly 55,000 Model X vehicles. The US auto regulator said Tesla will recall 54,676 Model X vehicles manufactured between 2021 and 2023 as the vehicle controller is likely to fail to detect low brake fluid and not display a warning light. Tesla has released an over-the-air software update free of charge to fix the issue, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration said. The electric vehicle maker is not aware of any crashes, injuries or deaths that may be related to this condition as of October 10th. South Korea, US and Japan to conduct joint aerial exercise for the first time. South Korea, the United States and Japan plan to conduct a joint aerial exercise for the first time near the Korean Peninsula next week amid efforts to bolster the three-way security cooperation against North Korean threats. The trilateral aerial exercise is scheduled for Sunday over the Korean Peninsula involving the US strategic bomber B-52 currently deployed to South Korea. The joint aerial exercise involving South Korean, US and Japanese air forces will consist of a formation flight with the B-52 escorted fighter jets between the three countries. Sikkim flash flood, 40 dead, 76 still missing weeks later. The toll in the flash flood in Sikkim mounted to 40 with the recovery of 2 more bodies, while 75 people were still missing about 2 weeks after the disaster. The flash flood in the Teesta River, triggered by a cloudburst in the early hours of October 4th, devastated the state, affecting about 88,000 people. Sikkim has a population of about 6.1 lakh people, the lowest for any other state of India. Most of the bodies were found in Pakyong. Among the 26 bodies found in the district, 15 were of civilians while 11 were of army men, according to the Sikkim State Disaster Management Authority. Several bodies have been found in neighbouring West Bengal as well, carried by the Teesta to the downstream areas. Of the 76 people missing, 28 were from Pakyong, 23 from Gangtok, 20 from Mangham and 5 from Namche. With this we come to the end of today's news. This is Jasila Mujib signing off. Good night.